as CEO of a very large, successful and profitable company? How do you keep focused on the simplicity and not get caught up in the red tape and risk of overcomplicating things?
I think first of all people need to have a good sense of exactly what their role is in any organization. In my case, I'm blessed that I'm surrounded by an awful lot of really good people. And if that weren't the case, I should be ashamed of myself because I've been the CEO for 20 years. And so whatever the problems or strengths are that I have, I've caused for myself. And frankly, there's nobody else that can solve them other than myself. But I'm blessed with having good people. And so to the extent that you have good people and the job definitions are clear, such that people know what they're supposed to be doing, that really is a great deterrent to keep other people from meddling, if you will, where they don't need to be. Now, I'm not a big fan of hierarchy, so we avoid hierarchy where we can. And quite honestly, where we have it, I try my best to ignore it, at least as much as I can, because things do need to get done.
Yeah.
That brings its own particular style to it. There's a sense of transparency. It often promotes an awful lot of employee engagement that go multiple levels below where you are. And basically when you have an informed, competent workforce and well-defined jobs, well-defined tasks, you put them in a position where they're able, because they're trained and they possess the necessary skills to use judgment. There's no need to meddle. There's no need to get out of your own space. My role, hopefully, is to provide some direction, leadership, some support. Something's working right because I guess they look after me, but you know, we've been very successful with it. So I guess bureaucracies evolve. There's all kinds of academic literature around why they evolve, but they needn't evolve. We need structure. When you have large numbers of people in a place, you need some sense of structure in order to be able to get tasks completed.
Even with small numbers of people, you need to.
You need structure, right?
Yes.
But you don't need to allow it to dominate you. You don't need process to overwhelm substance. You don't need rules to compensate for the ability and the permission to make judgment. So, you know, a very simple equation, the academic textbooks never put it this way, but the best way to hold people accountable for their tasks is if you have a very clearly defined set of responsibilities, you have a very clear set of defined authorities that match them. So you haven't asked somebody to do something that they don't have the authority or the ability to do. You measure to see whether or not they've done it. You can very easily hold them accountable. You can reward them, you can punish them in this simplistic sense. When you actually design an organizational structure with those kinds of principles in place, and then you're very sort of open and transparent, and people clearly understand what you're trying to do, it works very smoothly.
So that can translate from small business to large business.
Absolutely, it's a very simple equation. Yeah. One of your core values is simplicity. That very little equation, it's very simple.